Hey guys, it's Steve for the Asian Info Channel 1. I'm filling in for Rich today. And I want to talk today about transformation. A lot of guys, when they leave the U.S., they don't understand that it's a great time for transformation, to change themselves into a better person, to become a better person, to just change yourself, to change your bad habits. A lot of guys don't get it. They don't get it that, when you're moving to another country, it's number one, it's a whole change already. But it's time to change those little things that you don't like about yourself or what have you. And a lot of guys come to the Philippines or go to a foreign country and they go to become an expat to live there forever. And they remain the same jerk that they were before sometimes. And we see a lot of guys over here, they bring their politics over here. The other day, I had a conversation with an expat. He went back home. He went back to Australia. And he was a likable guy, nice guy. I didn't have much of a problem with him, but he would always bring up stuff that was headed in a bad direction, and you'd try to get out of it because you don't want to go there with him or whatever. But he would keep bringing it up. Well, just recently he got in a conversation with me. It happened to be about American politics and Trump, and it happened to be about war, and it happened to be talking about World War II, and he was saying that the United States sucked all these other countries into the war. Well, if we didn't go to war, we'd all be speaking Japanese, including the Philippines probably, if the U.S. didn't go to war. And that's the part that a lot of people don't get. A lot of the liberals don't get. And he was trying to egg me on, and he says we should have stayed out of the war, and everybody should have stayed out of the war. And I says cowards stay out of war. Sometimes there's a call to go to war, and he didn't like what I said, and he's like F you. So immediately that's where it went, and that's the type of stuff that you should not be bringing up over here. Whether you're on the left or the right, just shut up. Unless you're talking to somebody that's on the right and agrees with you or something like that, you want somebody to talk to about it, that's fine. But if the guy is going to get triggered, which in this case he got triggered, he was a typical liberal. Only he was from Australia. Most of the guys from Australia are pretty conservative from what I find, but this guy here got triggered very easily, and it's a shame because we lost a friendship over it. And with people like that, I really don't care. I've gotten to the point where I don't care. If I lose a friendship over something stupid and idiotic, and they're the ones that produced it, then goodbye. Have a nice day. And that's the sad part. Because I have friends that are liberals, and we just don't we don't get on that subject. If we do, we don't talk about it that much. We try to stay away from that. My friendship with people is worth more than a damn talk about politics and ending a friendship. There's nothing we can do to change this stuff. So why fight about it and get all flustered about everything? That's the part that a lot of expats over here don't understand. Stay off the damn subject, and you'll be fine. When you come to the Philippines, it's a good time to get away from that stuff sometimes. And although I have a channel about politics, that's the way I get it out. But with my friends and stuff, I really don't talk a lot of politics. We just don't sit and talk a lot of politics most of the time. We're in the Philippines. We're living our best life. We're retired. We don't care about what happens anymore too much. Some guys do. They say, "Oh yeah, I care about what happens back there. They're destroying our country. My grandchildren live there." I get it. Now we have somebody in charge who I happen to like. I know there's people out there that don't like him, and that's the way it is, I guess. And I don't want to start an argument on here, and I will not talk to people about this in the comment section. So don't go there with me. I just will not. I in the comment sections now, I just kind of stay away from it. If Rich wants to answer it, that's up to him. But what I'm trying to say here is, when you come over here, a lot of guys have bad habits with people. They like to pull people's strings, and get them riled up and stuff like that. And if that's your habit, stay the hell home, because we don't want you here. Unless you can come over here and change that habit. It's a sick habit over here because everybody's, number one, is retired. They want to live their best life, and we get a lot I'm gonna say it straight out. We get a lot of assholes over here. We get a lot of assholes over here, and some of them we got to tolerate. Some of them live near us. Some people I just avoid. You know what I mean? I just try to avoid or stay semi-friendly with. I've gotten to the point now where I kind of stay by myself more, except with my really, really close friends. You know, and I have a few very dear friends here, but most of the time I'd rather spend my time alone or with my girlfriend or with her kids or whatever than spending it with some of the expats. You know, I love helping expats. I've helped a lot of expats here. Some of the expats that I've helped were jerks too. I'm gonna say it straight up. I would say most of them were decent, good, kind, decent people, but there's a lot of jerks out there. And this is a time to transform that inner jerk, into something different and make it better. Become a friendlier person, a nicer person. You're living over here, man. You want to live a decent life. And when you run it, and you're going to run into people that want to start up a conversation about something that you might not like. Say, dude, I really don't want to talk about that subject. It's not a subject I want to talk about. I'm over here to live the good life and to live the dream and to retire over here till the day I die, and I don't need that shit in my life. And I mean, I'm just saying that bluntly, and I'm not usually a person that likes to swear a lot. Sometimes I do, but you know, it's just, that's the only way to put it. You know, we don't want to put up with anybody else's crap. You know, we come over here for peace, for fun. A lot of expats over here love to have a lot of drama. They put a lot of drama in other people's lives, and after a while, you tend to stay away from those people more and more and more, because you realize that they're toxic people, or they have issues, or they have personality defects, or what have you. You will find a lot of that over here. None of us expats are perfect over here. I would say probably like about 60 to 80% are decent, good people, and maybe 20% have issues or hidden issues that you won't find out till later when you become their friend. A lot of people over here, you'll become friendly with them, and all of a sudden, boom, they're done with you. And it happens all the time. It's something you said, or something they found out about you, or whatever, or jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy in the expat community about a lot of different things. Where you live, how you live. If you make $2 more than them on your Social Security or something like that, they get angry at you and jealous, or what have you. There's a lot of that goes on. And there's a lot of good people over here that kind of stay to themselves, and you know who they are, and those are the ones you want to stay friendly with, because they'll come over once in a while and say, hey, I love expats that don't want to come over to my house every day. You know, there's some expats over here that are kind of we have a hard time with, and I have friends over that do come over every day, and I don't mind them coming over. We have my friend Michael comes over here. He comes over here, probably once every night or every other night or what have you, and we have good conversations. It's fun having him over, and I enjoy him. He's like family. And we have other people. I have my friend Rich, who lives a little far away. We see each other at the dinners, and once in a while we get together and do something. But what I'm saying is, hold your closest friends very dear to you, and the rest of them kind of hold at a distance, because when you get a lot of friends, people get jealous even if you have a lot of friends. They over here, it's a very strange thing. It's a lot different than the U.S. People are jealous about little things. It could be anything. It could be your girlfriend. It could be this, that, or the other thing. You don't know. But be careful of other expats. Don't give out too much information. Don't give them information about your income. Don't give people information unless you trust that person. If it's a person that's I don't talk to people about a lot of things unless that person, I feel that they're a fairly mature person, and there's a lot of immature, ignorant expats out there. There just is. And there seems to be more ignorance and craziness over here, because you could have a really, really good friend for a while, and they could turn on you and just become a total piece of shit. And that's what happens. It's just part of life over here. And then you got to watch out for these people. You never trust them. Again, after somebody pulls a stunt on you, you never really get super close like you were before. You might be friendly again, and you might become friends again, but I don't think it'll be the same the second time around as it was the first time. The honeymoon's over. They wrecked it. and you don't trust. So be careful of these situations. It's good to be friendly with everybody. I try to be friendly with everybody. I try not to have any enemies, but there are some people that do things that are just basically kind of unforgivable, that you know that they're going to come back and they're going to bite you again, so why give them a second chance? That's the way I look at it. If somebody really bites you hard and they do something wrong to you, then be extra careful. You don't want to give them a second chance to get at you. And a lot of the expats are like that. If they get a second chance, if they don't get that second chance, they're going to try to get a second chance. I've had people try to take second bites at me from when they're out of the country or whatever, by using YouTube or what have you. It's a terrible way to try to go after people. I mean, if you can't face the person face to face, man to man, then you're being a real pussy about it. A lot of these people, they're behind the scenes dirtbags. They want to be dirtbags from behind their camera or whatever, or by sending you messages through Messenger or whatever. They think they're the big man now because you can't do nothing to them, and that's the way a lot of expats work. They're kind of, a lot of them are narcissists. A lot of these people are narcissistic people. We had one guy here that moved to Thailand. He was a big narcissist, and in a very big way, a very ignorant man, and a jerk. And behind the scenes, he was just doing things that were very sneaky. So we had to do some things to him to get him out of our group. We didn't want him in there anymore because he was doing things to our group that we didn't like, and I just didn't like the things that he did. And we have many other people that have done things to us over here. The Philippines is a beautiful place, but by no means is it perfect. And I've learned more and more, and it was one of the reasons why I backed off the Philippine Info channel and gave the channel to Rich, and it became the Asian Info Channel 1, was I wasn't in it for the money. I could care less about the money, okay? I gave it to Rich. Rich is still learning. He's doing his thing, and he has to play catch up because nobody can be me, online. I'm not trying to sound like I'm the know-all or whatever. It took me a long time to learn to be a decent vlogger, and it's going to take Rich a while to be a good vlogger. But to get back to the subject matter, be careful. Be careful of the friends you choose and stuff. Over the years, I've learned to back off more and more from expats. We still do our expat dinners and stuff like that, but I've become so that I don't get as friendly with expats as I used to because of things that have happened. I've seen people up at the PRA that I've ran into and stuff, and when I look at some of these people that that are coming over here now from both the U.S., Australia, Canada, UK, or whatever, I see a lot of people with a lot of issues coming in, and they tend to look down upon Filipinos. That's another problem with a lot of the expats. They look down at Filipinos like they're just pieces of crap, and I don't think that these people should be coming here. If you look down upon people, or if you're a racist, stay the hell away from here. Get out. We don't want you here. We don't want racists here. We don't want any of that crap. And a lot of people here are very racist towards the Filipinos, and they talk about the Filipinos like they're total idiots. Filipinos have a different culture. They're different people. Accept the culture. Don't poke fun of Filipinos, especially when they're your host here. This is your host country. Treat it like a host country because they let you live here and they were kind enough to let you into this country. I just hope that most of you people transition from your old selves in the U.S. to your new selves in the Philippines, and you use that transition to transition into becoming a much better person than you were in whatever country you were, whether it be in Australia, the UK, the US, Canada, what have you. Become a better person. That's all I can tell you, is become the person that you want to be, not the person you used to be that was toxic or whatever. Maybe you had some toxic parts of your personality or personality traits. Get rid of those now when you come over here. But the problem is a lot of people don't know that they have those toxic traits. And we have a few people in our group that are like that too, that think it's everybody else's fault. They keep seeing their friends drop off and drop off and drop off, and they don't want to realize that they're the problem and not the other people are the problem. And take a look inward sometimes at yourself. we have people here that they think that they're the know-it-alls all the time, and they have to keep on breaking into conversations, and they break into conversations when there's like 4 or 5 people there, and they hog the conversation, and that's another trait that I see amongst a few expats over here too, is they want to hog the whole conversation. They want to be the king of the conversation. That gets old over here really fast, and you lose friends that way really fast too, because I've seen a lot of people that are like that. And I myself, I like to stay quiet, and if somebody wants to ask me a question, I'll answer it. If somebody wants to keep talking, even if they're wrong, I'll let them talk, because it doesn't affect me, and sometimes and just excuse yourself from the conversation. If there's a bunch of people there, it's an easy out. That way you don't have to be involved in that, and you don't have to listen to it and waste your time. Time is of the essence over here. Time flies fast. I don't like to waste my time with some of the expats over here, listening to long stories about how great they were back in the States or something like that. I'm just not that type. I just don't care. You know what I mean? Anymore. I don't care about what people did back in the U.S. I care about who you are now. The person you are now is more important to me than who you were in the United States. I don't care if you were Vice President of the United States. I just don't care. You know what I mean? It just doesn't faze me at all. It doesn't impress me, and most of the guys over here are pretty unimpressed by who you were and what you were back home. And that's another issue over here with a lot of the guys. A lot of the guys, they have to build themselves up. We have people over here that still go around telling people that they're ex-CIA, Navy SEAL or Green Berets or whatever, and later on you find out it's either untrue, or they're just trying to build themselves up to look like heroes. And even though the large majority of people over here are veterans, we usually don't talk that much about what we were in the military. I don't go around talking to people much about what I did in the military, because most people don't care. I care about the here and now. That's what I care about, and most of the other expats do too. But remember, if you're coming to the Philippines, use that time to transform bad habits into good habits. Yeah, you're going to make mistakes. Yeah, you're going to screw up once in a while over here. Use the time wisely. Use your time wisely to grow better as a human being in the Philippines. God bless, guys. Take care.